Avery's on break, so Chris had this Sunday, and we got together and decided he really liked the idea of incorporating. It was actually this song and Phil's song who gave him the idea of let's talk about unity and how it relates with all the world religions. We know that unity is a Christian religious movement of positive, practical Christianity. I did a little homework when he asked me to help him. So I got out The Story of Unity book. So I did a little reading there. And then how about this one? This one was a lot of help. It's called Unity and World Religions. So, see, I even went all the way to the back on this one. So I want to share with you a little bit of I know some of you really know the history of unity and why they have that connection with all the world religions, more so than some other Christian faiths, but I'll just read with you and share with you what I learned. Like so many powerful spiritual leaders, the founders of Unity, Myrtle and Charles Fillmore, were seekers of deep meaning, and they're coming from traditional Christian background. They began studying other spiritual teachings, all other religions, and even mysticism and practical metaphysics, which greatly impacted their lives and their subsequent teachings. Metaphysics refers to the fact that there's a higher awareness in meaning and a meaning within literal and everyday things and happenings. There's a higher awareness. And in Unity, we use the term metaphysics to refer to the fact there's an underlying truth or reality beyond what we perceive with our senses. Metaphysics shows us how spirit is active in every element of life. Therefore, metaphysics is merely the study of our spiritual reality. It's the study of our relationship with God. In the late 1800s, the Fillmores studied the use of affirmations for healing. And this was a very, very important part of their creating unity, because Myrtle Fillmore attended a lecture by metaphysician E.B. Weeks. He was very famous at the time as a metaphysician. And she learned an affirmation there. It's, I am a child of God and therefore do not inherit sickness. She consistently and deeply lived that affirmation. She lived it for a long time. She embodied that affirmation. And it resulted in a renewal of her whole being and a subsequent healing of her very serious illness, tuberculosis. She was healed. She lived another 44 years after that. Charles Fillmore, at the same time period, he attended the very first World Parliament of Religions in 1893. This is a historic, very first convening of all the religions of the East and West in the world that could make it, and it created a global platform. Now they get together often. There's over 200 religions that get together almost annually to discuss their differences and to share their faith with other people. They exchange devotions, and they pray together, too, for the entire world. Well, Charles was lucky to go to the very first one, and it was important to him. Before I even go into where Charles did there, did you know there's over 4,000 religions in the world? That the 5 major religions are Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Judaism. Most of the world's population is affiliated with one of these 5 religions, or they identify as non-religious. There's a lot of other indigenous religions from different areas of the entire world, too. I just found that as a little fun fact that I threw in there. But Charles went there, and he was really wholeheartedly impacted by the chants and devotions of all the represented faiths at that gathering, and it greatly affected his future unity teachings. We realize as spiritual seekers, just as the Fillmores did, that religions differ greatly on the surface with their practices, their rituals, their approaches to morality, their approaches to divine. However, as we dig beneath the surface, we begin to find there's commonalities, that spirit is active in every element of life. All religions, when you think about it and read about it, all religions are based on the belief that there is some invisible force, God, at work in the universe and in our world, and therefore all religions are metaphysical in nature. The Fillmores, though, they did not intend to develop a new religion. That was at the same time period, there was a lot of new thought leaders creating new religions that were very metaphysically based. But they did not intend to develop a new religion. They were just set out to find healing and help for themselves. As you learned, Myrtle found her healing, and Charles learned a lot about spiritualities when he attended that. So they were really looking for help for themselves, and which led them to offer the teachings that supported anybody's faith. They created practical spiritual teachings that empowered abundant, meaningful living. So you might be wondering, well, is unity a Christian movement? For the Fillmores, the answer would be an emphatic yes. In unity, we metaphysically embrace our Christian roots and Jesus' powerful teachings. Unlike some groups that arose solely out of new thought, unity stresses its original agreements with traditional Christianity. The Fillmores never strayed from their commitment to Jesus and his core teachings. They were exploring ways to honor Jesus and at the same time embrace the divine oneness that was in many other faiths. It was like a combination. There's always been a noble thread of mystical teachings throughout Christian history. Christianity honors Jesus, yet emphasizes the mysteries of the inner Christ in all people. It's in all people. The New Thought singer Daniel Nahmod beautifully shares about this in one of his songs. I think some of you know it. It's called One Power, and Chris will play that for us in a little while. But Daniel Nahmod says, one power, invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. It's one power. It's the power of love in you and me. Jesus' teachings made perfect sense. Jesus discovered and embodied divine oneness and connectedness, but he was intent on us realizing it too. It wasn't just like, hey, look what I know. He was our teacher and our way shower, and that's just a beautiful thing. It's just beautiful, the Christ consciousness. But unity is also considered a trans-denominational movement. In other words, at unity, we believe there's a similar inner or spiritual symbolism in the religion, literature, and mythology of all cultures. In unity, we choose to look for and see similarities, the good, the truth, in all expressions of worship. So attendees of unity do not need to sever their other church affiliations. No church is thought of as the wrong way, and no church, including unity, is the right way. I really like, listen carefully, because this, I like this next sentence. I like them all, but I like this one. I sounded like Trump a little bit when I said that, didn't I? This is like to the likes nobody's ever seen. No, anyway, at unity, we trust the Spirit of truth indwelling in everyone. And that Spirit of truth will lead each person to the path that best serves them in learning about their unique relationship with the one creative force in the universe. So in other words, the spiritual journey is a very personal one, and you are free to seek, grow, and worship as you wish. You'll always hear this at Unity. Unity honors all pathways to God, and so it is.
I like the idea of unity being a kind of come-as-you-are religion. We're a come-as-you-are movement, but it's definitely also but it's okay, stay as you are too. Because everyone's fine here. So we're going to take what Carolyn said and, think about Aaron McCabe and all the different lyrics that we sang in there, which one of these days we'll actually break down, but I didn't want to give you guys like a language lesson today. So we're going to take those thoughts and just step kind of into meditation, slow down, and think about what's going on with us, what's going on with the rest of the world, be okay with all of that, be okay with everyone around us. Because that's what it's all about, just connecting with each other and connecting with the oneness of the world. There's one power, invisible, invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. There's one power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. It's as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, of different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. We remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be.
Keep that one power in mind as we go into our time of meditation. It's a time to nourish and blossom the divine within you. When you meditate, you clearly connect with the one power, God's love, that is seated inside your heart. In Buddhism, there's a belief, if you want to find God, just hang out in the space between your thoughts. So now's a nice time to sit comfortably in your seat, maybe uncross your legs if you can. So both feet are on the ground and you're grounded, connected with our earth. Feel that. I am here. You may close your eyes if you wish to do so. Quiet your mind. Simply relax. Give any areas of tightness permission to soften. And just drop your arms. Relax your shoulders. Your chin. Your legs are relaxing on the chair and your feet are connected to the earth. Feel that presence. I am here. Surrender. Trust and rest inside to connect to your heart-centered source energy. Energy of one power. Energy of love. You breathe in fully and let go with a sigh as you relax. And let go of all thoughts. All worry and tension is melting away. You're feeling centered in the silence. Feel the deep sense of joyous peace in your heart that fills up to your entire body. It goes into each and every cell of your body. One power. Now I am fully engaged in the healing source of love energy. I sit in joy and peace, enveloped in the ever-present energy of God's pure love. This love flows to me, through me, and from me. I am at peace with myself as I am, and the world as it is. In the silence, I now relax so completely, and I let go fully. I know that every cell of my body is filled with the radiant healing light from within. I know that this power of love lives forever in me and in you and in our world. The power, one power. You may open your eyes and Chris will continue with one power. Thank you. Namaste.
It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon, for it's love that's most deep. It's one power. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem, or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, it's your sign.